Hi fellow faculty members. In this video, we'll try to understand what are the requirements of qualification, training, and other requirements to get promoted from associate professor to professor. With respect to constitution of selection committee for professor, once again professor can be a direct recruitment, can be through promotion. For the committee at university level, for faculty members who are working in university, the composition is of Vice Chancellor, who is the chairperson of the selection committee, and 3 subject experts nominated by the Vice Chancellor out of panel of names approved by the relevant statutory body in executive council in case of VTU of the university concerned. And Dean Faculty of Engineering will be the member. Head or chairperson of the department or school is actually another member. And we need to have an academician nominated by the visitor or chancellor, governor, the nominee of the governor, and an academician representing the categories such as SC, ST, OBC, minority, women, differently abled categories. So this is actually a special nomination when the applicant belongs to any one of this category. So we need to have a committee member who belongs to this particular category. So this has been nominated by Vice Chancellor. The applicant belongs to these categories and committee members does not belong to that category. So to make a quorum, we require minimum 5 members, at least 2 from the total of 3 subject experts. The constitution of selection committee for professor in colleges, I have taken for exclusively for government engineering colleges. The commissioner or director or his nominee from DT will be the chairperson. Joint Director Administration, Joint Director CDC, a principal of the concerned college, and head of the department of concerned subject, and 2 nominees of the VC of the affiliating university, where out of 2 nominees, 1 should be subject expert, and other 2 subject experts who are not related to that particular institution or college, which have to be nominated by the chairperson, and they are considered as subject experts. So here, this 2 subject experts are the panel taken from the panel of 5 names recommended by the Vice Chancellor from the list of subject experts approved by the relevant statutory body, that is the Executive Council of the university concerned. And we need to have an academician representing SC, ST, OBC, minority, women, different abled categories, as explained in the previous selection committee. And to facilitate this promotion process, we need to have an administrative officer who functions or act as member secretary of the selection committee. To make quorum, once again 5 members are required. At least two from the total 3 subject experts are required. For all levels of teaching positions, for government, aided colleges, they must invite 3 subject experts for which the concerned university will be involved in selection process by the respective appointing authority. So this is actually the combination of a committee for professor promotion. So I have taken for the requirement for direct recruitment for a professor. Just I will read out. Anyway, the qualification required is PhD degree in the relevant field and first class or equivalent at the either bachelor's or master level in the relevant branch, and minimum of 10 years of experience in teaching or research or industry, out of which at least 3 years shall be at post of equivalent that of associate professor. So after becoming associate professor, 3 years is required to become professor. So total of experience should be 10 years for direct recruitment. And this is level 14 and entry pay is 1,44,200. So this is very similar to if you map to the previous pay scale 6th pay, it is PB4 with AGP 10th. And at least in relation to experience, at least 6 research publications at the level of associate professor is in SIC journals or UGC or AICTE approved list of journals, and at least 2 successful PhD guided as supervisor or co-supervisor till the date of eligibility of promotion. So in addition to 6 publications, this has to be published during the level of associate professor within the 3 years in SSC good journals and already in the previous slide I have given how to check the SIC journal. I have given the link to search your journal. You need to enter your title of the journal and ISSN number, and you will be able to get the details. And in addition to this publication, you need to have at least 2 successful PhD guided as supervisor or co-supervisor. There is a provision. So till the date of eligibility of promotion. So, in addition to this, if you don't have that guidance of PhD, if you are not guided any students, you are given another chance of having more publications. So instead of 6, total 10 research publications are required at the level of associate professor in SSC journals or UGC or AICTE approved list of journals. You will be eligible to become professor. So there is a clear, clarity to become professor. You need to have 10 years of experience, out of which 3 years you should be the level of associate professor, and you need to have a PhD in relevant field, and obviously first class in either MTech or bachelor's. In addition to this, you need to have, there is option of publications and guidance. You have 6 publications with 2 PhD guided as supervisor or co-supervisor, you are eligible. Or else, if you are not guided any PhD students, nothing to worry. If you have totally 10 research publications are available in the credit which you have published during the level of associate professor, that can be considered easy. So to check your SSC journals, you have a link I shared with you. So directly you can go and you can check the quality of the journal, and you have to enclose the proof for each publication. It will be easy for expert to make certain decisions. So this is requirement is for direct recruitment as professor. So for promotion to professor for incumbents, the level 14 entry pay is 1,44,200, and this is actually PP4 pay band of 6th pay, and AGP is 10,000 in the previous 6th pay commission. So here the minimum qualification is PhD degree in the relevant field, and first class equivalent at either bachelor's or master's level in the relevant branch. And come to the experience and publications. This has to be acquired in the cadre of associate professor of 3 years. So to become professor eligible at the level of associate professor, once must have served at least 3 years, and total experience should be 15 years. So there are three combinations of total experience and publications and PhD guidance. With total experience of 15 years with 3 years of associate professor and possessing 6 research publications in SIC journals or UGC AICTE approved list of journals with 1 PhD guided, and along with this, the average 360 degree feedback must be of score 8 to 10, and that is 8 and above. And if you don't have good feedback, let us say the feedback is less than 8, there is another possible combination where you need to have a total of 15 years of experience and 3 years at the level of associate professor, and possesses 6 research publications in SIC and journals and UGC and AICTE approved list of journals with 2 PhD guided. And you can have the average feedback of score between 5 to 8. So if the feedback is less, you need to have 2 PhD guided. If feedback is more than above, 1 PhD guidance is sufficient. Or otherwise, let us say if you don't have PhD guidance at all, you need not to worry. There is another provision for you where you need to have total 16 years of experience and 3 years of experience at the level of associate professor, and possesses totally 4 research publications and in SIC journals or UGC or AICTE list of journals. So the third option will help many of you, where you need to have just 1 year extra experience with 4 publication is sufficient. And obviously the feedback of AICTE, this feedback should be more than 8 to 10. So with this combination, you will become eligible for professor in level 14 and enter pay 1,44,200. So coming to this next constitution of committee for senior professor. This is applicable only for university faculty members, not for college professors. So vice chancellor will be the chairperson of the selection committee, and once again 3 subject experts, not below the rank of senior professor, or even the professor with minimum 10 years of experience is also can be considered as an expert, subject expert, nominated by the VC. Out of panel of names approved by the relevant statutory body, Executive Council of the University concerned, and Dean, Faculty of Engineering, not even the dean year, all the members should be of rank of professor and above. The professor with 10 years or senior professor should be the members. That is very, very important point to note here. The Dean of Faculty of Engineering, not below the rank of senior professor, or a professor with minimum 10 years of experience. And head or chairperson, the chairperson should be senior professor of the department or school, not below the rank of a senior professor or professor with minimum 10 years of experience. An academician, not below the rank of senior professor or professor with 10 years of experience, nominated by the visitor or chancellor, that is governor nominee. And an academician, not below the rank of once again senior professor or professor with 10 years of experience, who represents SC, ST, OBC, minority, women, or differently abled categories. This to be nominated by the VC if applicant belongs to these categories, and committee members does not belong to that category. So any one of the member from this committee, if he belongs to this category, then there is no need to nominate. Otherwise, nomination is very much required for the particular category. A minimum 4 members will constitute a quorum with at least 2 subject experts from the outside. So this is the combination constitution for selection committee of a senior professor. And we have the promotion to senior professor requirement is the senior professor should have a PhD degree. For a senior professor, they need to have a PhD degree in a relevant discipline field. Minimum 10 years of experience in the cadre of professor, and at least 8 research publications in SIC journals, UGC or AICTE approved list of journals, and should have at least 2 successful PhD guided as supervisor and co-supervisor as a professor. Or there's another option where the professor can have 8 research publications in SIC journals, list of approved journals, and should have provided academic leadership as an institution head for at least 3 years at the level of professor. So institution head in a sense can be an in-charge principal, can be counted as academic leadership as an institution head principal, or 8 research publications in SSC journals or UGC AICTE approved journals, should have provided educational leadership at state or national level at least for 3 years at the level of professor. So this is actually considerable. And in addition to this, there is another important requirement. The professor should have at least 1 patent awarded, not that is awarded in the sense granted, not published or not just filed. So patent should be awarded, or in case if there's no patent, there's another option where you can think of developing one MOOC course applicable at national platform, let us say NPTEL or SPAM. So this is actually the requirements to become senior professor. And note the selection of senior professor shall also be based on academic achievements, since it is the highest position. So academic achievements, favorable review of academic research and administrative work from 3 eminent subject experts, not below the post of senior professor or a professor, at least 10 years of experience is considered to be the member of this particular committee. And the second selection will be based on the 10 publications, best publications, and award of PhD degree at least 2 candidates under his or her supervisor during the last 10 years, and interaction with the selection committee constituted as per this regulation. So these are actually the requirement, the procedure to be followed for promotion from professor to senior professor. So qualification of direct recruitment in case of principal or director. This post is actually not actually cadre post. This is a tenure-based post of 5 years term, and this post actually attracts the same scale and level of professor. Level 14 and enterprise is 1,44,200 with PB4 and AGP 10,000 in 6 place commission. And the requirement is PhD degree. Requirement is the PhD degree at first class or equivalent at the level of bachelor's or master level in the relevant discipline or branch. At least 2 successful PhD guided as a supervisor or co-supervisor, and minimum 8 research publications in SSC or UGC ACT approved list of journals. And then, in addition to this, he or she must possess 15 years of experience in teaching, research, industry, out of which 3 years shall be the post of equivalent to the 3 years shall be the post equivalent to the that of professor. This is what actually the requirement of to become principal eligibility. And once again, the notice this position shall be contractual in nature for 5 years and can be extended for one more term depending upon the performance. The performance assessment shall be carried out through a committee appointed by the affiliating university. After completing the final term, the incumbent shall join back his or parent organization in the previous designation from where he or she proceeded with the designation as professor or senior professor as case may be. So these are the requirement to become the principal, which is a contractual nature, and this is a completely an administrative post. Does not have any cadre as such. And then coming to this, the position of principal or director of any institution, there are there are conditions where principal or director of AICTE approved institution has to be full-time faculty selected in accordance with the due process of selection to be adopted by the concerned university or state government or public service commission, respective board of governors, board of management, by taking into consideration the qualifications and other requirements as laid down by AICTE. So in an institution where several programs under technical education approved by AICTE are running, the principal or director should be from one of the programs, preferably from program with maximum strength. So there are several programs. For example, let us say computer science, electronics, civil, so which has got the maximum strength. The program, let us say computer science has got 120 or 180, or electronics has got 120, 160. So from that particular program, the principal and that shall be taken. So this decision is once again according to the government norms in our case. So these are actually the requirements for professor and senior professor. So with this, I think we have come to the end of the promotions, all the promotions in 7th ACTE. So thank you very much for watching. And further, if you have any doubts or clarification, you can mail me and I'll be able to reply back whenever I get time. So thank you very much. All the best.